Hi, I'm Hillary Ackman, licensed mental health counselor. And you're probably hearing a lot about this time of year about setting New Year's resolutions. And one of the things that they're notorious for is for not working. They don't last very long, right? And so, when I'm working with clients and we're talking about setting goals and making changes, but changes that are really going to be transformative and last, we don't stop just at making goals, right? There's lots of action steps, there's accountability, insight and awareness that all goes into part of making a change. So that's a big reason as to why resolutions really just don't work. And more than that, you don't want to just think about making a change in your life just once a year. But just what I wanted to focus on this video was about intention setting, right? Because resolution usually comes from a place of lack, comes from a place of discontent. I'm not happy with myself, so I need to change myself. And that's usually not the best motivation. It's not the best place to start from to create some shifts that can be very powerful in your life. So in today's video, we're gonna do a 4-prong approach for setting some intentions for 2020, right? And so one of the things that I always like to do with every new year is to pick one word. I pick one word that I'm going to focus on. And so I believe last year my word was surrender. So I thought about what areas of my life do I need to let go? What areas of my life do I need to surrender, to acknowledge that I don't have control over something? And that was my focus for the year. And so this year I wanted to do kind of a fun play on words with the year 2020. And so when you think of 2020, you think of having clear vision. And so I really wanted to set a strong vision for the year. And so I picked the word clarity this year because I really want to get clear about what I want to be intentional about, what I really want to focus on. And then sure enough, the next day at church, our pastor announced that the next series that they were going to focus on was going to be clarity. So I just thought that would be really cute to show you guys. And so that was confirmation right there that I had picked the right word for me for this year. So you are more than welcome to use that and borrow it if you would like. So the next approach is to focus on what worked well in 2019, right? So what was successful for you? What habits did you build upon and get momentum that was something that served you well in that year? What do we want to carry into 2020? Right? So sometimes it's just about kind of building on our successes. You want to set a vision. What is it that we're doing in 2020? How is it that we're wanting to feel? What do we want to cultivate? What kind of, how do we want to be intentional about relationships that we have, whether they're in marriage or whether they're with children or whether they're with some relationships that can be difficult, like with bosses or colleagues. What kind of habits were successful for you? And then thirdly is what kind of adjustments do you want to make? So you want to think about, where did you fall short? Where did you lose momentum in certain areas of your life? So what's really important to you that you want to fine tune? And so, for example, in 2019, I set some really good habits about having a morning time routine. So for me, that's having quiet time in the morning alone, which means I wake up by a certain time, a little earlier than I was used to. And during that time, I would play a song, I would read the Bible, do a devotional, have some prayer time, exercise, and get ready for the day. And that made such a difference in my day. I had a vision for the day. I even kind of played through my day and thought about the plans I had and was open for any variations that would happen in the day, right? Because I make plans, but God might have a different idea. So I would feel so much better just starting out my day ready to go. Was I 100% successful at it? Absolutely not. So there's some areas there where I'd like to fine tune. And when I didn't do those habits, I definitely noticed a difference in my day. So in order to do that, I had to make really good decisions about the night before. I did not stay up so late. I'm a natural night owl, so I would try to cram too many things in. So I had to be really mindful and aware about going to bed at a certain time. And so that worked really well for me, but I need to be, I want to tweak that a little bit. I want to really put a little more focus on that, because that was a good habit I had. So now I just need to build momentum and to be more consistent. So what would that be for you? Maybe you already have some kind of movement exercise plan in place, but you'd like to vary it a little bit. Or maybe you've been so focused on motherhood that maybe you've kind of let some hobbies go and you want to build them up again. Whatever it may be for you. And then lastly, you want to think about what you're grateful for. Not every year is all good or all bad. I imagine you had some heartache, some loss, some failures, some grief. And while that can be very heavy for us, if we can focus on what went well this year, we're talking, there's a time and a place to deal with all of that for sure. But when you want to think about what you want to carry into 2020, let's focus on the good, because if you look for the good, I guarantee that you will find it. And if you look for the bad, you'll find that too. So think about what were your accomplishments? What do you want to celebrate about the year that went well for you? That were some of those things that we mentioned earlier, the failures and the grief. Was there a lesson in there that you could be grateful for? Was there some sharpening that happened for you, some more focus for yourself that you can take from those experiences? So one way to help really crystallize these intentions is to just get some photos online. Find some stock photos and compile them together, because it's one thing to have all these great ideas in our mind, but sometimes we really need a visual. So I pulled one up. This is just a sample for you, and it's nothing fancy. You just print it out on paper. And so maybe you have things on here that are words or poetry or scripture, and some that really kind of help to ground you, help to center you, to help you really think about what's important to you. So you might have things on here like music. Maybe music's really important to you and you want to incorporate that more into your life. There's a picture of a couple here, and maybe you want to be really more intentional about having some quiet time with your spouse to build upon what has been working well in your marriage and to make that stronger and better for you. Maybe you want to incorporate some movement in your life and do something that's fun for you, like in this example, like bike riding. Maybe you want to be out in nature more, whatever it is that speaks to you. If you're really big on supplements, put a picture of some vitamins on here. If you really want to be intentional about what it is that grounds you, that propels you, that motivates you. All these things should feel light and energizing. Nothing that feels heavy. Maybe it's writing. Maybe it's kind of journaling more. So just having something physical that you can reference to can be really helpful. And so lastly, one of the things that you could do is at the end of every month is to just write in a journal how that's going. Fine tune this. Where did you kind of fall off a little bit? Where do you need to put some more focus on? And at the end of every month, you're going to have 12 entries that you can then take those pages and put it together with your paper. And you have a beautiful gift for yourself at the end of the year, at the end of 2020, to see how this went for you. Just try this as an experiment for the year. So I wish you well. I hope that you find this helpful. And just one final thought before we end is that as you are going through social media, I just want to encourage you to not compare yourself to somebody's highlight reel that you are seeing on social media. All right? Be blessed, and may your new year be filled with all good things and growth and a real focused intention for yourself. Bye-bye.